Hello, welcome to Mornings at the Allotment. Today is going to be all about seeds. Not so much what I'm sowing this month. I have a video on that and there will be videos every month to cover that. But a bit about what I grow in general and also what new varieties I ordered this year and why. So I have my new varieties sitting here next to me and two are from seed companies and two are from people I got to know through social media. So to begin with, I have more than enough seeds to grow enough food to feed us this year, enough food to feed us next year. There's really not much that I needed to order necessarily except parsnips, because I do have a couple of seeds left, but they're 4 years old and I won't get much of a germination on those. So I ordered fresh parsnip seeds, and then I decided for myself for this year I'm going to grow what old seeds I have, get rid of those, even if they're not varieties I really want to be growing. I gave away lots of seeds already of varieties that I definitely don't want to grow anymore. But I have a couple of, for example, dwarf French beans. I have so many of those, and they're not varieties I really want to be growing. I'd love to try Coco de Paimpol that Vivi from Vivi's Kitchen Garden, what Vivi did next, grows. I really wanted to try those, and I actually found a source where I could have ordered them. But then I decided, you know what, I have so many dwarf French beans that I'm going to be growing those first. And I just don't have unlimited space to grow as many dwarf varieties of beans as I'd like. So yeah, beans, I'm mainly growing what we already have. But last year I sowed the last seeds of many of my tomato varieties. And then, blight and everything, I lost quite a few of those. So I had to reorder some tomato seeds. And yeah, when I order tomato seeds, I always go for new varieties. So I have more than enough new varieties of tomato seeds. So before I start chatting for hours on end about tomatoes, let me just show you what I got. Let me start with this, not tomatoes. This is a lady I know through Facebook, Juliane. And there's a group, she has a group about gardening in winter. But of course, we chat about gardening all year round. So what she grew and I saw is Cherokee Trail of Tears, runner beans. And I saw quite a few YouTube gardeners growing them in the UK. And I really would have loved to have them, but thanks to Brexit, we can't ship seeds to each other anymore. And so I was thrilled to see that she grew them, and she didn't have all that many to give away, but she sent me some. So I will be growing Cherokee Trail of Tears this year. These are one variety I will definitely be growing, and I'm very happy to have those. Then let me just see. Yeah, let me continue with these. These are from Anja. She has a little store where she sells her own saved seeds. And her channel is Anja's Gartenreich for the German viewers here. If you want to go check that out. I love her channel. I watch it a lot. It's very calming. And from her, what I got are tomatoes. Mainly because she's in a similar climate to mine, maybe a bit rougher. Yeah, I decided if it grows there, it'll probably grow here as well. So I have, because we didn't have any anymore, I just got San Marzano from her. Then I got one which is called Schlesische Himbeere, Schlesian Raspberry. It's, let me see if I can show you in the other camera. Then this is one you may know, Artisan Blush Tiger. And because last year we didn't grow nearly enough cherry tomatoes, and actually that's the one type of tomato we really eat fresh all the time, like for snacks, to take to work, to take to school. So I got some black cherry from her as well. And these are called Goldita, and they're a very early ripening cherry tomato. And I decided to try those just in case we have another year with early blight. Okay, and then she was kind enough, when she was saving seeds, I think she mixed up some of them, and so she's giving away a bag of mixed seeds. No idea what it is exactly. She doesn't know either, as far as I understood her. So I got a little present of mixed seeds. So yeah, that's what I got from Anja. And she also sent, it's quite cute, she sent some of her cards that she does also. This was just before Christmas, so just put that here. All right, more tomatoes. Now, normally I order organic everything, and you may know the label. I think it originated in Germany, Demeter. It's this orange label with white writing. So that's what I go for. These are grown for collectors and as ornamentals. Yeah, I think we have the same issues in most countries about propagating older heirloom varieties and being able to sell those as food for food production. Okay, so what I got there is Königin der Nacht, which is one of my absolute favorites, but I sowed the last seeds and I wasn't able to save any new seeds, so I have this one. It's black, and then when it ripens it turns red. And Nonna Antonina, and this is a special one, they give this away because the family, the Italian family, where this originated from their grandma Antonina, they propagate it, and their only request is that you don't sell it. So you can keep propagating it and giving it to others, but you're not allowed to sell it. And I think this one, Ruth's Perfect, is another one of those. Oh. Then I have some pineapple tomato. Well, there's no picture on this one. Pineapple tomato, they're yellow and very large. Some Feuerwerk, fireworks. They're like sprinkled like fireworks, so they're red, but they have this sprinkling of orange to yellow on them, which is quite pretty. And also I had those, but I lost all the plants to blight, so I wasn't able to save any seed from those. Then I have some Bloody Butcher here, Abraham Lincoln, Cherokee Purple, another one of my favorites that I didn't have seeds from anymore. And then I got a whole lot of cherry tomatoes from them as well. Indigo Pear Drops, Chocolate Cherry, Clementine, another one of our favorites, Fruit Punch, and Dino Egg. And then one last one that I've heard so much about on other YouTube channels, but it's not something I usually see in the stores here in Germany, Amish paste. So I will be growing some Amish paste next year for the first time ever. Yeah, so I'm not going to be growing all of these varieties this year. Tomato seeds keep basically forever if you store them well. So I will be growing the Amish paste and a couple of the cherry tomatoes. And of course, Cherokee Purple and Nonna Antonina and Königin der Nacht. Oh, for Nonna Antonina, interestingly enough, for an Italian tomato where you would expect it to really need lots of sunshine and hot weather, it did amazingly well. It was basically the one that survived blight best. It didn't have any at all. And it produced way into the fall, and I actually harvested the last large tomatoes from that green on November 21st. So that was really amazing. Yeah. Okay, and for the final envelope, this came from France. And actually, the fact that I ordered there, is, remember I'm in Germany, so I'm in the EU as well. So ordering from France is basically like ordering from Germany. I ordered from them. I found them because I was looking, as I mentioned before, for seeds for coco de Paimpol. Because I had seen those on Vivi's channel and I really wanted to try growing those because she's so happy with them. And then I saw all kinds of other interesting things and decided I wanted to try those. So, yeah, I ended up ordering, 10 seed packets, I think. And none of them are coco de Paimpol. But it doesn't matter, it's fine. So let me just start in no particular order. This is Poivrier du Sichuan. So this is Sichuan pepper. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. Yeah. So I decided I'd try growing that just for the fun of it. Maybe it'll work. They end up as trees. So I'll be sowing 2 or 3 and hoping that one of them survives. Then these are, what are they called? I don't know. Châtaigne de terre. I'm going to put the English. I'm going to put the English in the description. Basically, they're edible tubers. Yeah. Then some, just because I needed them and I was ordering from there anyway, some Bright Lights chard. And then this is interesting. This is a root vegetable called jambon du jardinier. It's gardener's ham. It's a root, and supposedly it tastes like ham. So I'm going to try that. Another variety that I heard of on YouTube, but never saw in any of the stores here, is the shishito pepper. Yeah. For people who don't like it too spicy. So I decided to grow those just for the fun of it and because everyone's raving about them. Then a new type of pickling cucumber called Vert Petit de Paris. I just needed more cucumber seeds, so I decided why not try those. Jim and Jane, melons. Melon de Lunéville. I don't know why I decided to try this one. It's from Lorraine. So the climate in Lorraine is much cooler and wetter than it is here in Mannheim. So I figured if it grows there, it'll grow where I live as well. We'll see how that works. Then I have some onions, cuisse de poulet. They grow like shallots. They're not true shallots, but they're long like shallots and they taste a bit like shallots. Some also onions, Rose d'Armorique. They're from Brittany. And these also I decided to try. Just in case we have another year like 2021 where it was just too wet and too cold. Then Ailsa Craig onions, just because everyone else is growing them. And then a final one that I wasn't able to source last year. I said I needed parsnip seeds. And I grew these in our first year. And then I wasn't able to source them again last year. So I didn't grow these last year. These are parsnips, Guernsey half long. And I'm really happy that I was able to source those in France. And maybe it's not that surprising that you can get Channel Island varieties in France, since really the Channel Islands are very, very close to France. You can see, on a clear day, you can see them from Normandy. Yeah, so those are the seeds that I ordered this year. I'm going to be putting the varieties down below, simply because I didn't know half of them in English. I was not that well prepared apparently, even though I have my notes here. But there's one last thing that I want to talk about here. Some of you may have heard about the single seed challenge. It was started by Scott Head from Black Gumbo Southern Gardening back in 2020. So this is the third year, and it's all about choosing one seed, like not one variety, but one actual individual seed, planting that seed, growing that seed, and focusing on that one seed and on that one plant in order to take a bit more time to really focus on the wonder of growing. By doing that, you don't focus on the massive plants that you have in your garden or the huge varieties of tomatoes that you can grow, but you focus on what one little seed can produce. And so I saw that last year and then didn't participate. Back then I didn't have my YouTube channel yet anyway, at the beginning of the year. And then this year, actually I didn't see it first from Scott Head. I saw it on Gardener Scott. And I said, you know what? This year it's early enough. In January I can start any type of plant with the whole year in front of me. So I thought, okay, I'll take part in that. And then I started considering what I'm going to grow. And at first I wanted to grow something that I haven't been very successful with in the past, like aubergines, eggplant. But then I decided, no, I was just talking about saving seeds and that I wasn't very good about saving seeds this year, or in the case of the tomatoes, I wasn't able to save seeds. And there's one more thing where I only have a few seeds, and that's actually very easy to save seed from. So the seed I'll be sowing for the 2022 single seed challenge is chili pepper called Lila Luzzi, purple Luzzi. And it's, let me just see that I'm not saying anything wrong. It's a capsicum frutescens variety. And I'm growing it specifically for seed saving because it's just ridiculous to keep buying seeds from something like a chili or a tomato, because you can easily save seeds from those as long as they're not F1 hybrids. They're fairly hot. They're on a scale of 0 to 10, they're a 7 approximately, and they're beautiful. It's a beautiful plant and they're adorable little tiny chili peppers. The plant starts out fairly purple depending on how much light it gets. So the stalks are purple and the leaves have a purple tinge, and then the flowers are purple, and then the fruit start out purple and then turn to white, yellow, orange, and finally to red. And you can harvest them at any of those stages. So also you can, like if you want to give them as a gift, for example, you can harvest them at different stages of ripening and have a colorful bunch of chilies to give people. And another thing that's good about these is you can grow them in containers. So they don't mind being grown in larger containers, not something like this, because the smaller the container, the smaller the plant. Yeah, so I'm probably going to be growing 2 of these in the greenhouse as I did last year, but I'm also going to be growing 1 of them in a container outside. I can always move it into the greenhouse or into the shed if it turns out that it's not warm enough outside. Yeah, so maybe I should just add, for those who may be new here and who might have come over for the single seed challenge, I'm in a zone 8B, and my last frost date is beginning to middle of May. So I could sow this now. I'm probably going to sow it in a week or 2 towards the end of January. All right, I think that's enough seeds for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you want to see more of my content. I will be out in the garden more or working with soil, sowing seeds very, very soon. I just don't want to start too soon, not even to produce videos. There will be more actual gardening going on this channel. But for now, you can go back and check out my videos from last year. There's a tomato sowing video, I know, and tomato planting, and lots of lovely summer garden tours with a green garden and the sun shining, you know, that type of thing. Grab a cup of tea and check those out. I'd love for you to join us in the Single Seed Challenge 2022. And even if you don't have a channel yet, what better reason to start one than to document your journey with one single seed? And even if you don't have a garden, maybe you can always choose a variety that you can grow on the windowsill. There are chili peppers that can be grown in pots on the windowsill, like miniature, almost bonsai size chili peppers. So you could try one of those if you don't have a garden, and document that on YouTube. So I think that would be really fun. Drop a comment below if you're taking part, what seed you're going to be using, and that way I'll know that you're taking part in the challenge, and I can check out your channel if I'm not subscribed already. And other than that, I hope to see you again soon, either for sowing my single seed for the challenge or for any of my other videos. There will be more cooking going on, but there'll be, as I promised, sowing, and I'm so excited to get the 2022 garden going. There are some things in the ground already, but I'm really excited to get the sowing underway towards the end of this month. So I hope to see you then. Bye for now.